the screening of Withdrawal tonight. It's 6th day in a row of screening the movie at the Plaza Cinema.
Support local cinema. Go see Withdrawal.
Heyo, I'm here with the legendary Strand, writer-director of Withdrawal. He is doing a 2-week-long theatrical run, self-screened, pretty much from what I've gathered at his own emotional and financial cost. What have you gained from this experience, and what would you advise maybe people pursuing the same thing?
Clearly, I've gained weight, gained ulcers, and probably some hair loss. No, what I've gained is an incredible communal theater experience. The joy of going to a theater, where a cinema is an actual third space to meet people, to bring people, to connect with people, to talk with people, is something that I truly believe in, that we need in this modern day and age. Films can't save the world, but they can bring people together to process what they're seeing, to connect with others that feel the same way, and to find hope from what they see on the screen. And so any opportunity to cultivate these spaces where people come from all different walks of life, come together and share a communal artistic experience is a really amazing way to go about distributing a completely independent film that we shot on a micro budget right here in Georgia. And so not only are these audience members coming from all different walks of life to connect with this film, they hear about it from all different ways, but they are going and watching a film that is taking place more or less where they live. And this is a level of representation and meaning that is rare, that you don't always see. So to cultivate those spaces, to try to make them as meaningful as possible is a real privilege and a joy.
Yes, and we've kind of talked a little bit about this in the past, but as far as these independently organized events, what do we do to keep these events human and to give people like a quality night out beyond the film?
Well, you start by centering humanity in the story. You create a piece of art respecting the humans that first came and contributed their labor to that art. You go out of your way to treat them well, to keep them safe, respect their time and respect their talent, and then trust that that respect will trickle and flow. I shouldn't say trickle down. That's like that connotation. Nothing trickles down in this world, but it can flow all the way to an audience experience. I believe. I'm not really like a woo-woo guy, but I do believe that sort of like what you put into an artistic environment that you then capture on film is captured, like the ineffable kind of qualities of that environment. Anyway, so you center humans within the story, and then you center humans within the theatrical experience. We get to play in wonderful theaters that like bring a wonderful human quality, that this textured, beautiful, historic, meaningful space that people get to enter into. We then partner with community partners who all bring their own lens to the film. We do Q&As where we invite people to ask questions, but also like that community host gets to sort of lead the Q&A from their own perspective. And so we get to facilitate conversations about film that is not designed just purely for like marketing purposes, but to actually connect with the people that just sat in that room and gave their precious time and their precious money to have this experience. And we try to deliver upon that. We take it very, very, very seriously.
What would you say to someone that is feeling stuck, whether it be pre-production or just waiting to get the work screened?
I would say get to work, but don't be too hard on yourself. This life in art is hard. And despite all of us deriving so much meaning from the art that we've experienced through our lives, we operate in a system that does not value what we are doing. The system is not built to support us. It is built to spite us. And before you embark on this journey of making a film or really any sort of like collaborative piece of art, you need to be prepared to climb a mountain, and when you get to the top of that mountain, there's going to be a bigger mountain. And I don't think there's any way of getting out of that. You know, I also do screening events throughout the state where I screen old movies and I give little history intros to the film. I talk about the production of that film, and one of the greatest gifts you learn from doing that is that every film, certainly every good film that gets made, is a freaking miracle. And that none of these things should exist. And if these things were just, if directors and writers and producers and all the key talent was expecting this to be an easy way to live your life, never mind making a living, then nothing would ever get made at all. And so, you know, and be humble about that, right? Like, it's so easy to get consumed with our own problems and, oh, I can't believe I didn't get this made, and oh, what does this say about me? Does this mean I'm a failure? And, oh, everything's about me. It's not. It's just hard. It's always been hard. It's gonna always be hard, but doing hard things is what makes them meaningful. And so a little mixture of prepare yourself for a long journey, but also be gentle on yourself, because it's not your fault that it sucks. It just sucks. And you have to love it enough and derive enough meaning from it to offset the negatives that inevitably come along with this life decision. Georgia needs to value artists in terms of funding. The system is not built to value art. This American belief that the capitalist economy is just going to pick and choose what is of merit is a poor system when it comes to mass media entertainment, because it's really relying on sort of the lowest common denominators to facilitate the scale necessary to make a return. We need more investment. Georgia is the lowest investing state in its arts of all 50 states in terms of government support, but also there's an audience responsibility to this state. I've been talking a lot recently that there's this phenomenon within Georgia, one of the states with the greatest artistic legacies of anyone. I mean, we go on, you know, you could go way, way back in terms of music, but you know, you think of people, everything from Little Richard to the Allman Brothers to REM, all the way to Migos. And one of the biggest consistencies with all those people, James Brown, is they have to go get successful elsewhere for Georgia audiences to take them seriously. I don't know why that is. I don't know why we struggle to cultivate and elevate our homegrown talent until they go develop a name elsewhere. But if that was to change, I think that would really change the fundamental dynamics of the investment that this community, that Georgia artists receive, because people would invest in things that they think could make a return locally. And that would be an absolute game changer. So Georgia has a lot of, there's so much talent here. I mean, truly elite talent, but there are structural challenges that all that talent faces. And unfortunately, Georgia experiences year after year critical brain drain as the brightest and best of this state move elsewhere to other markets in this country seeking better opportunities.
Please just keep going to events, keep going and meeting people. You'll never know where you'll meet future collaborators or things like that.
So if you live in Athens, Georgia, if you know someone who lives in Athens, Georgia, tell them about this film. We have no marketing budget. We are a community-based film experience, and we are relying on our community to spread the word and show up. If you don't live in this state, you live in another state, and you've got a relationship with your local indie theater, hit us up, because we're gonna be traveling across the country, bringing this film to audiences across the United States and in Canada. We would love to hear from you, and we would love to talk about ways that we can bring this film to your community. This is the new frontier of indie filmmaking. Direct relationships between artists and audiences. The algorithms, the curators, they have failed to adequately deliver meaningful films to audiences that care about them. We can only do it ourselves, but we can't do it alone. I need your help, and I would love to work with you.
Sweet beans. Cool.